Hello there guys and girls, and welcome to this online cast, or after action report cast of the Riot tournament for Total War Rome 2. Today I am casting the Prussian Prince, a good friend of mine, who is playing here in round 2 against Greek Iraklis. Now I'm just going to put this on slow motion and apologize for the lack of videos. I've got a really big deadline coming up next week for work related stuff, so I haven't really had much time to usually sit down and record. I work from home, so I usually kind of do all my editing in the morning, and those hours have been taken up by work-related matters. And the second point I wanted to talk about quickly before we get into the match and into these builds, I'll just kind of give you guys close-ups while I talk so you don't get bored to death, is, you know, if you guys remembered, I was actually part of this Riot tournament. I posted the qualifying match, but basically what ended up happening is that I moved to the second group where it was supposed to be 4 players, and one of the players in my group actually he pulled out of the tournament. And what ended up happening was that the other players, one of them beat me and one of them beat the other one, so like it was mathematically impossible for me to actually make it through the tournament, even if I beat the last player, because all they had to do was just get a draw among each other and they would have gone through, and that's basically what happened. So a bit unfortunate for me, a bit unlucky, but that's that. So we're looking here at Greek Iraklis's, at the Prussian Prince's army. He's brought Rome. This is a really nice build from the Prussian Prince. He's got at the front here a mix of Principes and Evocati. I think it's 3 of each, and over there at the back he's got 4 legionary cohorts from the looks of it, indeed. His skirmishing department is composed of 1, 2, and I think there was a third one. No, just 2 units of these auxiliary Balearic slingers. Not really sure why he brought the slingers instead of the archers, but not that the slingers are bad or anything. And then I think he has 2 units of these auxiliary infantry on each flank just to ward off kind of cav or any flanking maneuvers. And then he has over here 2 Soki Equites on this flank. His Legatus, who he's given upgrades, oddly enough. And then one more, and I think there's another Soki Equites here. I don't know, we'll see as the battle goes on. Greek Iraklis has gone with a rather straightforward heavy infantry build. He's got a mix of Thorax Hoplites, including a Thorax Hoplite General, which is actually pretty peculiar. I mean, they're not bad units, but I would definitely put my General in a stronger unit. He's got 2 pikemen on each end of his formation, and then he has 1 unit of these very sturdy mercenary veteran hoplites. 105 armor and 59 melee defense is no joke. These are ridiculously powerful hoplites. He also has 4 Hippeus Lancers. You can see he has surrounded the Prussian Prince and 2 units of Tarentine Cav. The action is going to start right away. You're going to see the surround from Greek Iraklis, who's going to be looking to engage with the sword units of the Prussian Prince. I'm not sure about this decision, but then again, he does kind of have just a straight line, and units are going to be engaging across the line here. Most of these hoplite units will actually do relatively well against the first line of troops that the Prussian Prince has brought, but he does have a beautiful reserve line of these legionary cohorts. So he is definitely going to be able to fight off the first kind of wave and then use his supporting units to either flank or kind of finish off the remainder of the hoplites. Over there on the right flank, not much is really happening, but you can see Greek Iraklis is trying to bring units towards the rear to keep the attention of the Prussian Prince, who's going to commit some cav to chasing this Tarentine cav. And you can see that the Hippeus Lancers actually got decent charges on these Sochi Equites. But this is not, I don't think this is a fight that they're going to be enjoying very much, just because there's an auxiliary infantry. So that they're probably going to do a little bit of damage. You can see 13 kills and 23 kills already, pretty good. But in a prolonged melee, maybe I think they'll lose. We'll see how that pans out. The frontline engagement, as we've kind of predicted, you can see that the first kind of wave of troops for the Prussian Prince, the Evocati and the Principes, this one here is fighting pikemen head-on. I'm not sure if the Prussian Prince actually saw that. And I think there's another one here. No, this is, yeah, indeed, it's a legionary cohort fighting against this pikeman head-on. But you can see that the fight is sort of starting to go into the favor of the Prussian Prince, who I think has won the build war. He definitely has a better build in this battle. But you can see Greek Iraklis here, excellent use of his Tarentines. They haven't really done much damage. They need to start paying for themselves. But the Prussian Prince is going to run his Legatus away, bring in that cohort unit, and try to absorb that charge. He does that really, really well. And he's going to get away with his slingers, who have also not really gotten much kills at all. This fight over here against the Hippeas Lancers, you can see that one of them actually was taken out completely. And here's the other one. So this definitely was not a good place for them to be fighting. I think they got decent amounts of damage done in the end, but for Greek Iraklis, his cav was very, very important. I think taking cav engagements against the Prussian Prince was the wrong decision. He needed to get his cav into backlines, kind of like what he's trying to do here, but you can still see that he's going for the cav of the Prussian Prince. Which, I mean, maybe he was thinking to himself, maybe my hoplites could last long enough and I can win the cav fight. But there were way too many supporting troops for the Prussian Prince, who is now just kind of isolating troops like this. You can see this pikeman has gotten 89 kills, and the pikeman over there on the other flank, I think, got lots of kills also before it was taken out completely. But the main line for Greek Iraklis is definitely starting to look like a tattered one. You can see lots of kills on his Thorax hoplites after they've gone through the first wave of units, but now as even this one, Principe, is still fighting. But as the legionary cohorts are coming in to support, things are starting to look more and more difficult for the Athenian player. Here comes a decent rear charge with Tarentine Cab. It's not really going to do much. You can see one kill there in the charge. Tarentines definitely are not a charge-oriented cavalry unit, but overall the Prussian Prince is starting to have an overwhelming advantage, and things are looking more and more grim for our Athenian player here. Decent charges against these slingers, but I don't really think that the slingers are going to be that important at this stage in the game. These Tarentines are most likely going to be out of ammo. Indeed they are. They're not firing at the Legatus. They're going to try to come in here and again clean off the remainder of these slingers with this one unit of Hippeas Lancers. But again, there's way too many swords units left for the Prussian Prince. You can see his Principes here, 66 kills on a Principe. That's fantastic against Thorax hoplites, and here he's double teaming this one unit of Thorax as well. I've kind of lost track of the general of the of Greek Iraklis here, so kind of my bad, but probably he lost his general in the main engagement, and again the fact that his general was a Thorax hoplite unit is kind of a questionable decision. It's definitely not a very sturdy unit. And here we go, Prussian Prince is looking like he's going to wrap up the first game of this round 2 matchup. Rome versus Athens, in general, I think it's a matchup that definitely favors Rome. I mean, Athens is a pretty good faction these days, but they don't have the tools that Rome has. You can see that the Prussian Prince really brought a very, very solid counter build for anything that Athens could bring. He brought 2 lines of javelin-bearing infantry units. He didn't really use his javelins because he kind of got engaged frontally as quickly as possible, but the waves of sword units against these hoplites is definitely something that's going to be wearing them down. And here comes more Principes, 95 kills on this Principe, just absolutely marvelous in terms of cost effectiveness. But again, these troops for Greek Iraklis, they got lots of kills, these Thorax hoplites, but they've had to deal with so many sword units. And again, it goes back to Rome 2 being really a game of builds, and I think in this particular battle, both players had, I wouldn't say great micro, but the Prussian Prince made some mistakes. He ran his units into pikes. Greek Iraklis used his cavalry to fight in places where they shouldn't really have been fighting. But overall, in terms of the builds, which is I think a negative thing for the game, unfortunately, it's a path that the game seems to be taking. Like, it's more and more controlled by your build, and you can do less and less on the battlefield if you get counter build or your opponent brings a counter build against you. I guess we could invent the term counter build now. So again, it's just clean up here for the Prussian Prince. He's got tons of swords and infantry units over there on the left flank, not really using them. And this last unit here of Thorax hoplite is getting counter cycle charged repeatedly by the Legatus of the Prussian Prince. I don't think this is necessary for him. Shouldn't really be taking an unnecessary risk where his general might die randomly or something like that, but even if his general dies, most of his units are disciplined, so they're not really going to be taking that much damage. Cav now coming into here, into the last bit of sort of contact that's happening between the Cav of Greek Iraklis and the remainder of the Prussian Prince's troops. He's going to try to run away here, but this is pretty futile at this stage. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swords units remaining. Sure, lots of them are hurt, but again, I keep repeating the same point. There's just too many troops for the Prussian Prince. But Greek Iraklis has not given up. He's doing the right thing, trying to get charges on non-static units, on units that are moving towards him with his Epeius Lancers, and he's actually getting lots of kills with his Epeius Lancers. I mean, these guys have definitely paid for themselves hugely. So you can see he's gotten lots of kills on lots of his units, like this Tarentine Cav, 80 kills, this Epeius Lancers 191, this one 172. The Prussian Prince should really just be not chasing right now. He should kind of just sit tight and wait for the charges to come in, but he knows that no matter what, how many of these charges Greek Iraklis tries to pull off, the result is going to be the same. Good counter build there by the Prussian Prince. Let's take a look at the statistics screen. You can see that the Prussian Prince had even more men than the army of Greek Iraklis. 4 Epeius Lancers, you can see 2 of them very, very cost effective. The Tarentines, 1 of them was very cost effective. Generally, the infantry of Greek Iraklis and 1 of his pike units got a decent amount of kills, but overall, way too many sword units for the Prussian Prince, who brought a very, very excellent counter build against this Athenian build here today. Good kills on his low-tier infantry, which took the first blunt of the attack, and even his legionary cohort followed up excellently. His slingers, though, were hugely underperformed, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Game 1, Game 2 is going to be coming soon on the channel. Thanks again for the Prussian Prince for sending me these replays and giving me content to bring to you guys while these couple of weeks kind of calm down and I get more time to do more videos for you all. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the thumbs up button and leave me comments telling me what you thought of the battle and what you thought of the builds and the matchup in general. Take care, guys, and thanks for watching.